During the new year, we all like to keep our resolutions, from fitness goals to mental goals. And mental health is very, very important, as it is continuously a growing concern within our community and in the nation. And Oakland County has different programs for mental health accessibility, as well as different tactics that we learn from local professionals. So with us, or joining us right here live on The Splash, is motivational speaker from The Positive Shift, Stacie Rene. Thank you for being here, Stacie.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me. Always a good morning to see you on Splash.
Absolutely. So going straight into it, just using like a blanket conversation to start off and then dive deep, right? How can a Greater West Bloomfield area resident start the new year off with a positive mindset, with all things considered, like the challenges we may face in our community?
I think the number one thing is to get in your head and constantly tell yourself, only I can be the change, only I can make the change. And that is something that I have used since the new year and a little bit before, because we all get in those slumps. We all you get in the daily routine, and then you're like, "Ugh, I wish I could do that." Well, you can. And, oh, I need to eat better. Well, you can. So the number one step is your mindset. 100%. If you think you can, then you will. If you're wishy-washy, then you're probably gonna not succeed as best as you would like to. So remember this, only you can be the change, only you can make the change. And that's the first place to start, I'd say.
That's correct. I agree with that. Attitude reflects your mentality, so you want to adjust your mentality first, so then it comes out into a great attitude, great actions that you give out to the universe. That's a great start right there. So kind of moving into a little bit more of the specifics, do you have any recommended strategies for people who may be dealing with loneliness, some of the empty nesters right here in Greater West Bloomfield, or even people experiencing isolation during these cold winter months?
Absolutely. It's really hard and difficult sometimes when you are sitting on your couch and you're cozy in your blanket. Oh, let me watch another movie or series on TV, or let me just get attuned to the social media, and you can get sucked into that. So put a limit on your time, set timers on your phone or whatever it is that you have. And if you can, if you have some friends that you can start a text thread with, get an accountability partnership with friends, buddies, whoever it is. We recently started that in our neighborhood, and we got on a text thread, and we're called the Walkers, and we walk anywhere from 5:30 to 5:45 in the morning, and we wake up and we put like a little sunshine, or we say GM, which is good morning. And getting off the couch is the number one key. Again, only you can be the change, only you can make the change. And so we all did that, and it has been proven that having someone accountable is 100% the first step to change as well as believing in your mindset.
I would agree with that. I got to a point where me and my close friend kind of had that thing. We stay like less than 10 minutes away from each other. And we're like, yo, just check in with each other every now and then, come over, just, kind of just talk. And, just kind of, that way you don't feel like you're just in this box, especially during these very blistering cold winter months like we talked about. But for the example of someone not having a friend, dealing with isolation in real time, you have any thoughts, or can you share insights on how community-driven initiatives can actually help support residents' mental health as well?
Absolutely. I just, before you came on, I heard you talk about the West Bloomfield Parks and Rec. They have some phenomenal programs, but you have to take the initiative and say, you know what? Once a week, I'm going to get out and do something, or check the calendar of what they had. And you just talked about the fitness, and it is the most amazing thing when you can just make yourself go. Is it going to be uncomfortable because maybe you don't know anybody there? Absolutely. Only you can be the change, only you can make the change. And that's something that you have to constantly remind yourself. And if you want to make the change, then just get out. See what is going around in your local community. Is it easier to sit on the couch? Yeah.
All day.
Is it harder to get out? Yeah. But again, this is real life. And making yourself do something is just being confident and telling yourself, I can do this. Because if you sit there and say, you know what? I can't do this. I just, you know what? I'm just going to sit here. I don't know. I'm not going to know anybody. Well, you're already talking yourself out of it.
Boom.
And I think that that's the key is when you get that thought in your head, you have to immediately change it. The faster that you change it, the faster you're able to change your mindset. And in this day and age, your mindset is everything you have. You are in control of your outcome. You are in control of your schedule, and you are in control of your feelings and getting yourself out of it. Or if you want to stay in it, then that's what you're going to do. But
Hmm.
take control. See what is going on in the community. Again, the thing that you just came with, that they have these programs, that's huge.
I
That's
agree.
huge. And West Bloomfield has such a great community network. They're inviting, they open your arms to say, hey, come join us. And for the community members, if you see someone that maybe you didn't recognize, be that change for that person. Go up and introduce yourself and then make them feel comfortable because we've all been in that situation and that spot. And I think not only does it take one individual, but it takes everybody. Again, open your arms, be inviting.
Yes, yes. See, and you stepped on so many different factors of it, but ultimately, what I want to say, the last point that you made, which is extending that hand, just extending that branch of being open and being welcome, and just hi, how you doing? I'm such and such from such and such. How are you? And just introducing yourself to new people. That's something that I feel like we lack a little bit more nowadays. That interactive, that one-on-one personal connection with people. But I understand some of the thoughts against it, I will say, but we have to open up a little bit more. For different results, we have to have different actions. So I'm glad you said that. But joining us right here live on The Splash, motivational speaker from The Positive Shift, Stacie Rene, talking about how we can continue to stay dedicated to our New Year's resolutions of a more positive mental mindset and mental health. So we spoke on a lot of these social stressors, right? For the most part, isolation and things of that nature during the winter. But what about some of the things that people may be dealing with in regards to financial stressors? Are there any strategies or suggestions that you have for people who may be stressing over finances?
Absolutely. Coming off the holiday, probably spending a little bit more
Hmm.
than you anticipated. And now it's crunch mode like, oh my gosh. So we actually are trying something new for January, and we're doing a no spend January. And we're only spending it on the absolute necessities as far as like gas or just the main necessities that you can't go without. Go through your cupboards, see what fun foods that you can make or put together. Is it going to be the best dinner or the best breakfast or lunch? Probably not, but be creative. Start like kind of cleaning out what you already have. And as far as going out, when you meet with friends, you don't always have to spend money. Take a cup of coffee or make your own tea and go meet with someone. Say, hey, would you like to come over? So there are definitely ways that you can have a January, maybe February, that you don't have to go out and spend crazy. Know your finances and what you maybe overspend and just kind of take it there and just remember day by day. And if you want to get something on Amazon or wherever it is, put it in your cart and leave it there. And if you really feel the need in February to get it, then go for it.
Okay.
But just have a plan and try a fun no spend January, just like a dry January or whatever you want to do. No spend January, dry January, and exercise January.
Woo.
Start it off. New beginnings, fresh starts.
Easier said than done, but
It is,
commitment.
but it's not.
Commitment. There you go. Accountability
Yeah.
buddy if you need it, or whatever the case may be. But just know that this is part of the long-term goal. Break it down however you need to. Take it day by day. I love those recommendations, by the way. Let's also get into self-care, because that kind of helps with our mentality, right? Getting yourself together, making yourself look good, feel good. I want you to explain the role that self-care plays in maintaining a positive look for yourself and for the world.
You know what? Only you can be the change. Only you can make the change. So if you want to start getting up every morning, maybe it's just one day a week you put makeup on. You have yourself. Put sticky notes on your mirror and how you wake up in the morning. And I keep saying this because it is so crucial. How you wake up in the morning sets the tone for your day. Have a sticky note. Put it in the mirror and say, I love you. I'm going to have a great day. What can I do for you today to make you happy or successful? And you're going to think about that all day. Have a sticky note in your car when you go out. But take the time to care about you, because let me tell you, if you don't do it for yourself, nobody else is going to. And one of the biggest suggestions that I can say for your self-care is get your own personal calendar. They have complimentary calendars all over. Make this calendar just yours. If you are trying to lose weight, weigh yourself one day a week and just put your weight at the top and watch yourself. And if you go up like a pound or half a pound, to say, you know what? I'm going to be more mindful of what I put in my mouth. Exercise. Put an X on the days that you don't exercise. And when you see a couple X's every day, you're like, ooh, I should be doing that.
Ooh.
If you don't have time to exercise, all of a sudden when you're brushing your teeth, you're going to do it 2 times a day. I want for you to do squats for about 2 minutes. How many squats can you get in? There are ways that you can just do this. It's being mindful and aware. Sticky notes are a godsend. Have your own calendar. And then that way you can kind of see success. And when you see things and you write down things, it helps you be more accountable and more aware. And then also, if you are kind of in a slump and you're at home and you're like, I just am home, I don't want to go out anywhere. Again, take that one day to put makeup on, make yourself feel good, and just do it and see how you feel. And if all else fails, put some music on and dance around.
Ooh.
Something that makes you feel good, and that will totally change your energy and your mind. If you're crying and you're dancing, that's okay, because it will help get it out. Get it out, let it go, and music makes you feel good.
The
So
music.
calendar, music,
Yep.
and the sticky notes.
Yes. Great points, by the way. I used to have sticky notes around, and that helped me. Those were like my power words, my value words. The calendar thing, putting the X on the days that you don't work out, that could be a great visual also. And just everything else that you mentioned. We appreciate your advice. We appreciate your time. Stacie, before we let you go, any additional advice, tips, strategies that you want to give to people to help start the year off and finish the year off with that positive mindset?
Yes, please remember the mantra. And that's why I keep saying it, because the more you hear it, it takes about 7 times for us to really hear. Only you can make the change, only you can be the change. And I keep saying that because that is so true. And then, one of my favorite things is your mindset sets you forward. And you can always say, I am awesome, successful, and smart. I succeed at what I put my mind to. And just say that over and over when you start to feel negative, you start to have negative thoughts.
Yeah.
Stop it, cancel, clear, delete it out, and then move forward with you are an awesome, successful, smart, and you succeed at what you put your mind to. Get the calendar, make the change. You can be the change.
Perfect place to land. Thank you so much for your time and your great information. Once again, motivational speaker from The Positive Shift, Stacie Rene. Thank you again.
Thanks.